Yo, what's good with y'all? In today's video, I have an updated version of the how to make a basic skill Gojo's Hollow Purple. I know you guys remember I dropped the video, I guess you could say kind of part one of the first video back in, was it July? No, it was August. It was August, and to this day, the last 6 months, that has been the video that you guys have loved the most. It's literally like my third highest viewed video and stuff in the span of like 6 months. Or actually, no, it's been like four by now. But anyway, thank you guys for all the love and support I've been showing. Really do appreciate it. We on our way to 4,000 subscribers. Let's go ahead and get there. And yeah, so I made an updated version of it. If you guys have seen Hollow Purple in actual battleground games and anything like that, then this attack will look familiar and stuff. Got took inspiration from them, and yeah, I just changed some things and stuff. So hope you guys are enjoy. But anyway, let's go ahead and get straight into it. Okay, so first things first, inside of replicated storage, you guys already know we're gonna need a remote event. So let's insert a remote event and then let's name it combat event. Also, for anyone who watched part one, if you watched part one and then you're wondering like, can you use the same script? I mean, you technically could, but you have to change a lot. I would honestly just recommend you just start from scratch. Like you just go along with me, honestly. But anyway, and then inside of server storage, we have a folder with our effects. To create a folder, just click the plus, then insert a folder, name that folder effects. Then here, you're gonna put all your effects. Okay, so I didn't make any of these and stuff, so I will have a link to them in the description and stuff to where I got them so you guys can get them. You do have to change some things about them. So pretty much here's what you have to change. First things first, you want to make everything invisible, and you want to disable every type of particle emitter, light, whatever the case. So pretty much for the explosion, you would just do select children, and then you would just set transparency equal to 1, right? Then for, of course, these three, you could just make transparency equal to 1, but then you also have to disable all the particle emitters, the beams, all this stuff. Yeah, like all these things, you have to make these not enabled. So you could just select all of them: beams, particle emitters, lights, and yeah. So just make them all, and then of course do that the same: blue, red, and purple. All right, and then so for blue, I know that the model is grouped, so simply to just ungroup it, you literally just have to like take it out. Like if, like, for example, this, so for example, right, if I were to combine two of these, right, this is a part inside of a model, but if I just want to take it out, I could just boom, put it in workspace, and then yeah, so that's how you would just do it. So that's how you would get blue, just the part. We don't want the model, we just want the part inside. So you just take the part out of the model, if that makes sense. But anyway, once you're done with that, put all your effects in the effects folder. Put your effects folder inside of server storage, right? Then in sound service, I have one new sound, but I used the sound twice. So you guys remember, we have our explosion sound, we have our hollow purple charge, which I don't think I used this yet. I don't use this anymore. But anyway, we have hollow purple idle, which I did continue to use, right? And then wind. As you guys can tell, these are very simple sound effects that you guys can find. Like, it's literally called wind, this is lightning, and then this is an explosion. So just go to the toolbox, go to audio, and just search that up. By the way, you guys don't have to use the same effects, sound effects, whatever the case, as the same as me. All I'm saying is this: if you plan to use your own effects, make sure you know what you're doing and stuff, because obviously it's a little different in terms of sound effects. Doesn't matter, but in terms of like visual effects, VFX, then yeah, it matters. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into the scripting. Let's head on over to starter player and insert a local script into starter player scripts. We're going to name this script combat script, and in parentheses put local. We are going to delete print hello world, and then we're going to create three variables. First up, we have the user input service, so local UIS is equal to game get service user input service. Then I'm going to create a variable for the remote event, so local combat event is equal to game the replicated storage wait for child combat event. And lastly, I'm going to get the local player. We're going to say local player is equal to game dot players dot local player. Also, side note, if you guys remember from the first one, my hollow purple attack is mouse guided. I think in most games it's like it just fires the attack in whatever direction the player is standing in, or is facing, I should say. If you guys want me to show you how to do that, then just say that. I personally just prefer mouse guided, but if you guys want it to just be like in front of the player, like it just fires in the direction the player is standing, let me know. I can show you guys how to do that. But anyway, let's go ahead and set up the function. We're going to say UIS.input began connect function, in parentheses put input comma processed, enter. Then I'm going to say if input.userinput type is equal to nm.userinput type dot keyboard and processed is and processed is equal to false, which means the player is not typing in chat. Then enter if input.keycode is equal to enum.keycode.e. You guys can go whatever key bind you want, but I'm just going to go with the E key. Then we're going to get the player's mouse position or the end position, whatever you want to call it. So local, let me do mouse position is equal to player get mouse dot hit dot position. We're going to skip a line and then we're going to fire the remote event. So we're going to say combat event fire server. In quotation marks, we need to identify which event or attack type this is. So we're going to say hollow purple. Then we'll comma and we're going to send over the mouse position. And just like that, we have finished the local script. Now we can move on to the server script. Okay, so inside of server script servers, you're going to want to insert a server script. Here's my hollow purple animation. Once again, I will have a link as well. Well, yeah, I have a link to the effect, all the effects. Honestly, I already have a link for the animation and the red, blue, and purple effect. I just gotta find the explosion effect. But obviously, by the time you guys are watching this video, I'll have already found it. So just check the description for the links. So yeah, so you want to insert an animation. So click the plus icon, type animation, boom, name it hollow purple animation, and then just throw your animation ID in there, right? By the way, this animation works for R6, yeah, R6. So yeah. So we can go ahead and just put the animation inside of the script. Just like we did with the local script, we're going to say combat script, but instead we're going to put server in parentheses, right? Then we're going to delete print hello world. Server script is a little, it's a little bit of typing, but we got it though. First things first, let's get our services. So let's get the tween service. So local ts equal to game get service tween service. Then I'm going to get the sound service. So local ss equal to game get service sound service. And then I'm going to get the hollow purple remote event. I'm sorry, hollow purple. I'm used to the first one. The combat event. So local combat event is equal to game that replicated storage, wait for child, combat event. Then we're going to get the effects folder inside of server storage. Local effects is equal to game.server storage, wait for child, effects. Then we're going to begin setting up the function. We're going to say combat event that on server event connect function in parentheses. You're going to want to put PLR, which is short for the player, then comma event type, comma arg1, which is short for argument number 1, which in for this video, argument 1 is only going to be for the mouse position. So first thing first, I'm gonna get the player's character. Local character is equal to player.character. Then I'm set up an if statement if event type is equal to hollow purple, then enter. And then first things first, I'm going to create a variable for the mouse position, or the end position, I should say. So we're going to say local end position is equal to argument number 1. Then we're going to set up the animation track. So we're going to say local AT, short for animation track, is equal to character.humanoid load animation script regular brackets quotation marks, and then you're going to find the animation hollow purple animation. Then you're going to simply say AT play, right? Then moving on, we are going to clone over the blue sphere, the red one, and the purple one. Then we're going to set their C-frames. But keep in mind, they should be invisible. So regardless of the fact that we're setting their C-frames, they should be invisible. The player shouldn't be able to see it. We're going to tween it so that they appear. So we're going to say first local blue clone is equal to effects dot blue clone. You guys can really copy and paste this. So just Control C, Control V, Control V. And then just change it to red clone, red, and purple clone, and then purple, right? And then we're going to, don't worry about the explosion for now if you're wondering about that. We're going to clone that later. Now we're going to set their C-frames. We're going to say blue clone dot C-frame is equal to character dot humanoid root part dot C-frame times C-frame dot not angles. C-frame dot new -10, comma 3, comma -10. And then we're going to set the parent. So say blue clone dot parent is equal to workspace. Then we're going to set the red clone C-frame. Red clone dot C-frame is equal to character dot humanoid root part dot C-frame times C-frame dot angles in parentheses put math dot rad short for radians. Then we're going to say 30 degrees, or sorry, 30 radians, and then we're going to say math.rad 180, 0. I'm honestly not necessarily sure if the 30 is required. I just left it that way because I was messing around with the amount so I could get it to face the correct direction, and then when I just did 30, 180, it worked. So I don't know, but it doesn't really matter regardless. It doesn't really change that much. But anyway, then we're gonna set the parent. We're gonna say red clone dot parent is equal to workspace. Then lastly, we're gonna set the purple clone C frame. So of course, purple clone will be a little different. So we're gonna say purple clone dot C frame is equal to character dot humanoid root part dot C frame times C frame dot new, and then we're gonna say -1 comma 3 comma -10. And then we're going to set the parent equal to workspace. And then just like that, we have cloned all them over. Now we can begin setting up the twins. So first things first, we want the blue one to just appear. Then we want to give it about 2 seconds before the red one appears. So we're going to set, and keep in mind, we're using there's actually going to be a total of like 5 twins, but only 2 of the twins will be for the blue spear, 2 will be for the red one, then there'll be 1 for the purple one. Oh, well, technically there's 6 because then there'll be 1 for the explosion, but yeah. So then I'm going to say local blue tween. This is the first one. So blue tween 1 is equal to ts create blue clone, comma, tween info dot new. Then in parentheses, I'm going to say 2, comma, and oh, sorry. I always make this mistake whenever it's end position involved. Anyway, enum.easing style for me, I went with quad. You could go with either quad or cubic, but I just recommend going on quad. Comma, enum, I gotta stop making that mistake, but anyway, enum.easing direction, and then of course for this, I'm gonna say out, because it's like, appearing out, and then we're gonna go on the outside right here. In between, we're gonna create a property table by using special brackets. So special brackets, and we're gonna say transparency is equal to 0. And then of course, we're going to place that tween. So remember, it should be playing for 2 seconds, and then we're going to wait just 0.1 of a second, and then we're going to set all the particle emitters, point lights, in beams. We're going to enable all of them, right? So I'm going to say for I comma v in pairs, blue clone. Let's say blue clone get children enter. Then you're going to say if you're using the same model as me, then you can just follow along simply. If you're using a different model, you'll have to change some things up if that's the case. I'm going to say if v is a beam, right? If v is a beam, or v is a particle emitter, or v is a, make sure you're very specific, point light, not just light. V is a point light, then v dot enabled is equal to true. Then we have to set one more. We're gonna say else if v is a attachment and v find first child, in quotation marks you're gonna put inner spinny thing. That's the name, whatever for the person that came up with it. I don't know. But anyway, we're gonna copy and paste this. So let's copy and paste this. Control C, Control V, and then we're simply just gonna say that enabled is equal to true, and just that we can now see the blue spear. So after that, we are then going to play the wind sound effect. So let me skip about, I believe it's 2. Yeah, it's 2. Then we put a space in between. Then I'm gonna say ss.wind play, right? Then I'm gonna say task.wait. Oh, well, 3 seconds, right? 3 seconds in between. Then we're going to rinse and repeat the same process. So actually, we can save ourselves some time and just copy and paste this. So you guys can really just copy and paste this. Control C, Control V, and then we just got to get to renaming. So red tween 1. Paste that. Change that to red clone. Change this to red clone. And then they're both the exact same thing. So yeah, literally just saved ourselves a whole bunch of time. So once we've done that, the only difference is this time, after the wind sound effect, you're going to want to wait for 2 seconds instead of 3 this time. So we're gonna wait 2 seconds. Then we're gonna set up the second pair of twins. So let's Control C this, copy this, Control C and Control C. Control C then Control V, paste. So we're gonna set up the second tween for both the red tween and the blue tween. I'm gonna say blue tween 2, and then you can change this to red tween 2, right? So boom. The difference is this time we are going to set the time to 1.7 seconds. Easing style will remain the same. Easing direction will remain the same as well. We're instead of changing the transparency, we are changing the position. We want them to converge together on the purple sphere. So we're going to say purple clone dot position. Actually, now that I really think about it, I honestly should have copy and pasted this over this. That would honestly make more sense. Now that I really think about it. But anyway, we're going to say 1.7 seconds. Oh, make sure you change this to blue clone. And then we're going to change the position. And we're going to say it's equal to purple clone dot position, right? And then we've played both of those tweens, or we're currently in the progress of playing both tweens. Then I'm going to wait 1.7 seconds, pretty much when the tweens finish. Oh, sorry, 1.7. Once that's finished, then I'm going to destroy both of them. So red clone, destroy, purple clone. I mean, sorry, not purple clone. Purple clone and red clone and blue clone destroy, right? Then I'm going to make the purple one appear. So I'm going to say for I, v in pairs, purple clone. I believe the purple one is actually a little different. So we're going to say main attachment, get children, enter, then do v dot enabled is equal to true. And then I'm going to say purple clone dot embers one enabled is equal to true. And then purple clone dot point light dot enabled is equal to true. And now the purple sphere is visible. Then we're going to go on the outside and we're going to say SS short for the sound service, hello purple idle play, because we've now created hello purple. And then we're going to wait just a second. So task wait 1 second. Then we're going to begin setting up the raycast. So I'm going to say, this is a lot of what you guys have seen before. So then I'm going to say local start position is equal to purple clone dot position. Then we're going to set the direction. Local direction is equal to end position. And what just happened? Position. Okay, there we go. End position minus start position. Go on the outside, and you're going to say dot unit times 200. I usually start doing 100, but that's up, you guys can mess around with the numbers. Up to you guys. Then I'm going to say local raycast params is equal to raycast params dot new. Let me just double check to make sure. Okay, okay, good. Oh wow, I'm actually doing great on timing. But anyway, so once we've created the raycast params, we're going to set some properties. We're going to say raycast params dot filter type is equal to enum is equal to enum dot raycast filter type exclude. Then we're going to set up the table. So filter descendant instances. We're going to set up the table. Pressure brackets. You're going to say character get descendants, right? Then I'm going to set up the duration and the purple tween. So local duration is equal to end position minus start position. This time you're going to go on the outside, and then you're going to say, if I remember correctly, yeah, magnitude. That magnitude divided by 70. And then I'm going to set up the purple tween. I'm going to say local purple tween is equal to ts create. You can throw the purple clone in there, and then set up the tween info dot new. As for the duration, you're going to throw the duration variable in there. Then for the easing style, this time I used cubic, so enum.easing style dot cubic, right? Then for the direction, of course, we're going out, so easing direction out. And then we're changing the position, so special brackets position is equal to end position. Then we can go ahead and play the purple tween. Then after that, we can go ahead and officially set up the raycast. So local, or I guess cast the ray, however you want to put it. Raycast is equal to workspace, raycast for the origin, start position, comma, throw the direction in there, and then the raycast params. And then boom, just like that, we're going to say if raycast, then task dot wait duration minus 0.3 seconds. And then I'm going to set up the explosion clone. I'm going to say local explosion clone is equal to effects dot explosion clone, just like we did up there. Then we're going to say explosion clone dot primary part, because this is a model. That's the difference. This is a model. Like there's not really a getting through this stuff. So I just left it as a model. So I'm going to say dot primary part is equal to explosion clone dot mesh part. I just chose the mesh part randomly, I believe. Then I'm going to say explosion clone. Since the model, I'm going to say pivot to purple clone dot C frame, right? It's still invisible, or I believe it is. It should be. But anyway, we're gonna say explosion clone dot parent is equal to the workspace. Then I'm going to use a for I loop and then a tween. I'm gonna say for I v in pairs, and then I'm gonna say explosion clone get children. Then I'm gonna set up the tween. Let's copy and paste this, save ourselves some time. So let's Control C, Control V. For this, you wanna of course do explosion and then explosion clone. Explosion tween. Then Control C, Control V. Then once you set up the explosion tween, we're going to say for the instance, it is going to be V because you know we're doing this children. Then as for the time, let's do it with 1.3 seconds. So 1.3 seconds. The easing style, I've never even used this style before, but I used it and I was like, oh, it works well with the type of model. So circular out, and then we're changing a lot of properties actually. So we're gonna say transparency is equal to 0 because we don't want it to be invisible anymore. And then let me just go ahead and delete this over here. We're changing 3 properties. First up is the transparency. Then I'm gonna say size is equal to v.size times 10, comma, and then I set the color equal to white. So you could say color is equal to color3.new, and then I just made it white, which I believe is 1. And then yeah, explosion tween play. Let's make sure. Okay, yeah. So just like that, we set up the first tween. We have one more tween to go, and then we're done. So then after that, after we set up the first tween, we've played it, we're gonna say purple clone destroy. Then we're going to play the explosion sound effect, so play. And then we're going to set up the final one. Let's go ahead and copy and paste this, save ourselves a whole bunch of time. So Control C, Control V. The difference is this time you're going to want to set the time to 1.8 seconds instead of 1.3. And then for this, we're changing it back to our default linear. Then of course, I mean, you could redo in, but I preferred out. I don't know. I like the way it looked when it was just out. And then we're going to set the transparency back to 1. So you can go ahead and delete. You can literally just delete all of that. And yeah, we're setting the transparency back to 1, making it invisible. And then we have and then I believe, yeah, we're almost done. All we have now to do is just set up the damage. Yeah, what we gotta do now is just set up the damage and then boom. So let's go on the outside, the for I loop. Yeah, right there. Then I'm gonna say for IV in pairs. I'm gonna say workspace get children, enter, and then I'm gonna say, let's see, let's do if V find first child humanoid and let's see if you find first child humanoid and yeah, set up the parentheses. Yeah, let's do it like that. Let's say, oh no, sorry, not character. I'm gonna say explosion clone dot position, or actually no, it has to be a model. I guess we'll just do primary part dot position minus v humanoid root part dot position. Yeah, that should work. Humanoid root part position. On the outside, we're gonna say that magnitude is, it's an explosion, so we can make the range pretty big, but it's up to you guys for how big you want the range to be. And lastly, we want to say and v.name is nil equal to player.name, so we're not attacking ourselves, of course. Then simply just going to say v.humanoid health less than equal to 10. And then we're going to go on the outside. Last thing, we're going to destroy it. So task.wait, or you could just use the debris service, but I didn't really see a need to, since it's like, this would literally be the only reason we're using it. We're going to wait 1.8 seconds. Then we're going to destroy the explosion clone and boom. Just like that, guys, we have finished. I know it took a minute, but let's go ahead. Let's test it and let's see. Let's see what we're, oh yeah, okay. I was like, oh, by the way, to create a rig, go to avatar, click rig builder, and then just select whatever one you want if you're wondering how to do that. But yeah, I'm gonna go a little bit away. So here's what we've done. Plus it's also a way for me to test to make sure I did it right. So boom, blue. Okay, maybe that's something wrong. This is why I always test. But okay, it does seem to work. Aside from, you know, the red and the blue. I mean, the red in the explosion. Okay. I'm not surprised that this is like the one issue with copying and pasting. This is like the one issue with copying and pasting, because when you copy and paste, it's like more than likely you forget to change something. So the issue, so blue is fine, but the red is not. So red, okay, so red is times. Oh, I forgot to do the C-frame.new. Oh yeah, I forgot. So C-frame.new. So okay, so go right here, right? Line 21, where we're setting the red clone C-frame. So you're gonna want to say put like another time, and then you're gonna put space, and you're gonna say C-frame.new. And then for red, we're gonna say 10, comma 3, comma negative 10, right? Just throw that in the middle. Okay, there we go. So that should fix the red. As for the explosion, I'm not totally sure what really the issue is. We'll call that C-frame. I'm not sure what happened with the explosion. That's why I didn't see it. Transparency is equal to 0. Explosion clone, get children, V. Okay. Transparency is equal to 0. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I don't know. Okay. Let's test this. It's alright. I'm gonna test this and figure out the issue. Let's try this again. Okay, blue. And then, okay, there's red. They combine. There's purple. But where's the explosion? That's what confuses me. Yeah, like where's the explosion at? Let me see. Let me watch the workspace to see. I see blue, purple, and red. Yeah, the explosion is somewhere. Explosion clone dot primary part. That's so weird. Okay, let's see. So let me take this line out. And comment that out, right? I'm gonna figure this out for you guys. Because I could just end the video and then just figure it out and then just put it in the description. But honestly, I'd much rather just figure it out now. So blue, red, let's see, and then boom. Okay, where's the so it is, oh, okay, so it is here. The issue is the transparency. I see. That's weird. So that means if raycast, then is, well, it's definitely raycast. Yeah, because then there would be an explosion. Let's see. Oh, I see. I forgot to put the what's it called? I forgot to put a weight in between. I see the issue. Okay, so go right here. So there's two issues. We already fixed the first one, so go right here, right? In between, like where I play the explosion and then I start playing the second tween, I forgot. I completely forgot. So you want to put a wait time of 1 second. That's why it's not working. Or no, it's working. It's working just fine. The issue is that we made it visible, but then right after we made it invisible, and then it's happening so consistently, like you don't even actually get a chance to see. Okay, now let's do blue, red, combine, boom, boom. There we go. That's what I like. And you guys can mess around with the time, the easing style, direction, whatever the case, to get your desired explosion effect. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video, definitely leave a like and subscribe. Let me know what and any other videos I could do updated versions for. I definitely got y'all. As always, if you guys want access to the script or model or any of my other scripts or models, you guys can become a channel member or a Discord member. Link to both those options can be found in the description. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.